The President of the United States of America, President Joe Biden, has finally confirmed and dropped out of the upcoming presidential race in 2024. This took place on Sunday, which happens to be the 21st of July in the year 2024. He has released an official statement declaring that he is no more going to participate in the upcoming election. He can't join for some reason. And he actually published a letter out, which I want to read it out to you. Now, if you haven't heard the news, this is why I'm actually making a video to make you aware that President Joe Biden has actually dropped out of the race, and we are here to find out from the letter which he released. Okay, so if you're joining us right now, I just want you to relax and let us dive into to find out what exactly brought up the decision for Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race, because, most people aren't expecting this, most especially his followers and his fans weren't expecting something like this, even though there have been prophecies and predictions about he dropping out based on his health conditions and all that. Well, let me just read it out for you so that we can get to understand the reason why he decided to drop out of the race. Now, President Joe Biden released this letter on his Twitter page at exactly 5:46 p.m. on the 21st of July. Now, this is what he said. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescriptions drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans. We have provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. That is the first paragraph. Now, the second paragraph, it says, I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We have protected and preserved our democracy, and we have revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing American can do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Yeah, so this is exactly what President Joe Biden stated in his letter announcing about his step down as a presidential candidate in the upcoming election. Now, when you take a critical look at what exactly he wrote in his letter, from the onset, he decided to show gratitude and appreciation to the people of America. And also, he decided to state some achievements that he has been able to do together with his team ever since he took office as the president. And then he promised that he was going to speak to the nation and then make an official press release later this week confirming him dropping down from the presidential race. Now, I want to ask that, what do you make of this? I know most of you wouldn't be surprised because there have been, visions about President Joe Biden dropping down, and there have been predictions. even, a lot of people predicted this because he wasn't actually in a fit position based on his health conditions and all that. So I know most people wouldn't be surprised, but if you're actually surprised, and somehow disappointed about this news or this action that has been taken by Joe Biden, I think you need to strengthen up, most especially to the people of the Democrats Party. You need to strengthen up and then look out to whoever that is coming to take up the position of President Joe Biden. As it stands now, I don't really know, but then it hasn't been confirmed who is going to take the position of President Joe Biden. Most people have also predicted that Kamala Harris is actually going to stand in for President Joe Biden. Some people are also claiming that Michelle Obama will actually also come in to stand in. There have been a lot of predictions, but we are yet to receive the final confirmation from the political authority of the Democrat Party who is going to actually take up the position of the presidential candidate of the Democrat Party. And Biden is actually old. He's actually 81. This man is actually 81 years, and he has grown weak to take up certain duties of the president. So I personally think it's the best decision he has taken for the sake of himself and his family. Being president is not an easy task. Okay, so whatever decision that this man has taken, I think is actually best for him and his family, and then we need to support him. There are some people that are claiming that this man has been forced or has been pushed to step down by most of his political team, because in the past few weeks there have been people from the Democrat Party that have come out claiming that Joe Biden should step down because of his health condition and because of other factors and all that. So there are a lot of people that are also making claims that Joe Biden is not actually stepping down out of his will, but then from pressure that has been mounted on him, lawmakers from the party has actually asked him to step down. And this is what most people are saying. Okay, so this is what is actually going on. And then we are waiting to find out who exactly is going to take up his position. Now, whatever that happens, the most important reason why I'm actually making this reaction video is that we as Christians should not forget our stand in our faith, and also make sure that we try to spread out the message or the gospel of unity, so that whatever that comes out, those that are disappointed, those that are actually happy, I know this is going to be some form of great news to, the opponent party members, because they're actually going to see this as a step up for their political leader during the election. They're actually going to see this move of Joe Biden stepping down as an advantage to them during the election. So whatever decision everyone is going to take based on Joe Biden's withdrawal, we just must make sure that we promote the message of unity, and then continue to be in prayer to watch out for whoever that is going to take up the position of Joe Biden. So if you have any thought, just feel free to drop it down in the comment section. And then if there is anything that comes up, I'm just going to release it out for you to know. God bless you and thank you.